Recording in progress. Beautiful. So today we are discussing Babel by Rebecca Kuang. And this is a huge read. And by the way, it is out now in Russian. So in case you didn't understand something from the plot, you can reread it in
Really? It
Russian.
was translated? I was sure
Yes.
it won't be translated.
Yeah, it is translated and it is out now. Well, they didn't have anything connected to LGBTQ plus, so why not? Yeah, why not?
Well, actually, I'm not that sure.
Okay.
We will
Yeah,
discuss it.
we will discuss. Yes, yes. We will discuss everything. So, we're going to start with the map of Babel. So, come to that on the board. And it will work as a reminder of what we were reading about, and also it has a little a little icon that is odd in this picture. So if you could find it, that would be nice.
Something odd?
Yes, something is not from this original picture.
Okay. I have this picture
Like a bottle?
with me.
Yes, this man, it is he's really bright. So you can move him from this picture, so he doesn't belong there. So move him out of the frame, and he will tell us the first question for today.
Wow.
Damn! Who is
Yeah.
your favorite character?
So we had a lot of people in there. We had a lot of plots going there. So just to recap everything, try to analyze who was that person from the teachers, or maybe from the students, or maybe from the fellows graduates, who matches your personality or you have warm feelings to.
I guess
think
yeah.
Okay, Lisa, you can continue.
Okay.
Is it gone?
I guess I liked Anthony, and when I'm thinking about all the characters, Anthony is the most I don't know, kind and supportive and good person, because everyone besides him have some questions, I would say. So yeah, let it be Anthony.
For
Yes.
me, I guess it was Victor.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I googled, it's pronounced like Victoire or something like that.
Victor.
no.
No. Yeah, she's French.
She's Haitian. I would say. I
Yeah.
would correct you here.
Yeah. Sorry.
I guess I realized it in last chapters.
Mm-hmm.
I like that she came through a lot. Like there was not a day when she like suffered. There's always something that like bugged her. Of course, at the beginning it was her childhood, but everyone from the cohorts had some fucked up childhood. But then I don't remember the chapter when they discussing their differences, and Robin realized that he always had Rami, but Victor didn't have anyone. Like Letty was from the other world. She didn't understand her. And then later, when everything went south, she was the one with like the cool head, I would say. like there were several moments when Robin wanted to like went straight forward to like drag their bodies from the old library, or he was so like aggressive. He wanted to like do things, and Victor was like, no, we should wait. I have a plan on like well, they not like have a plan. Plan is a strong word for all their past actions, but she is like was so cool, or tried to be cool. She tried her best to survive. Well, in the epilogue she said that she was a survival, and I like it about her.
Yeah, exactly. I really liked how you described her. It was so accurate. Exactly.
What about you, Lera?
Yeah,
Me.
actually, you also read participate.
Yeah. Um, sure. Well, of course, when I thought about this question, I tried to answer it, and I think my favorite character was Professor Kraft. So
Mm.
that
Mhm.
woman who joined the rebellions and stayed the Babel. And by the way, in the last minutes or last half an hour, I realized that Rebecca created such like meaningful names for all of the characters, and I think it is also really interesting to discuss. So if we analyze her name, I think she was really dedicated. Like she reminded me of Letty, but who did the right choice.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Letty was also really inspired by the Babel, by its power and all of this atmosphere. But Professor Kraft did the right choice when it was needed, and she suffered because of it. And like if you remember the last chapters, the press called them the foreigners, and nobody paid attention to the woman first and the English woman
Mhm.
that was among them.
I guess
So
it's not quite fair to Letty, because she was young. She was really young when all this shit happens.
yeah.
Yeah, I understand that Professor Kraft always as well suffered from the misogyny and all this stuff, but I I don't know, maybe in the last chapters that I haven't read, there was something about her when she was young. I'm telling about Professor Kraft,
No,
because
nothing.
we don't know how would she acted if she encountered this situation in her younger. So what Letty did was horrible.
Hmm.
I admit it, but she is also a victim.
Agree totally. But like I really liked her. I don't know, like my image of her is really close to me. So that would be my
Because
choice.
she is a teacher.
I didn't think about that. uh Probably. It was subconsciously. I don't know. Yeah, I just didn't like Victoire this much. I didn't like Letty. Um, Nobody from Hermes Society was so close to me. So from this old clique, I would say that was this professor. Maybe because she's teacher. Yeah. Okay, so coming back to the cohort, let's discuss all of them in detail. So we're going a little bit down. So I have here a fun art of all four of them. So through the whole book, we discover the childhood, the youth, and adulthood, maybe, or still youth of Robin. And we have two interludes about one about Remy and the second about Letty, and epilogue is about Victoire. So, if I asked you to describe each of them in 3 words, what would you say? What 3 words would you choose and why?
This is hard.
Mhm.
Remy, I would say funny, bright, and clever. Um, Robin, like survival, like something like that.
Survivor?
Yes. I would say maybe a little bit coward. And I don't know. Friendly, friend. How to say about people? Friendly.
Friendly.
Is it okay? Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Lazy, stupid, and selfish, and weak. But it's I don't know, because it's all sometimes there was so unlogical things that I can't describe them, because their attitude changes through the book. And and the Victor, I would say, I don't know, reliable, honest, and kind. Something like that.
Okay. Alina?
Oh,
If you agree with something, you can just say what is different for you, or you can talk about everything.
oh, well, Remy, my first thought was that he is bold, self-assured,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess open in a way that he could like draw people's attention, and they all was dragged to him like
Mm-hmm.
a butterfly to a flame, something like that, like moth to the flame.
Mm-hmm.
Robin, I think he is lost, lost, confused,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know how to say it in one word, but he was, I guess he wanted to be loved, like he was searching for this feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Victor, well, she's a survival, I would say that. She is, I guess, I don't know how to say correctly. She was closed. She like never talked about her like feelings and emotions, only in situation where it's like she had to. And I don't know what the third thing. And Letty, well, she's quite complicated, this character. I guess Letty is one of the
The most complicated?
yeah, the most complicated character, because I I sympathize her a lot, especially in that interlude. But again, her actions were awful. Maybe she's also was lost, and she was упрямая.
Stubborn.
Stubborn.
Yeah, she was stubborn, but I don't think like, no, yeah, she was stubborn, maybe a bit lost,
Mm-hmm.
and she also, I don't know how to say it in one word. She also she wanted to do good. She wanted to be a good person, but I know, confused.
Confused?
Confused, yeah.
Yeah. Well, overall, I agree with everything you have said. The first word that came to my mind when I think of Robin, reckless. He didn't really think of the consequences. It
Mm,
seemed like that, but as we discovered to the very till the very end, uh, she kind of had this hopes and again this planned and till the end you don't understand what happened in his mind, what was happening there. Yeah. Victoire is closed for sure. Remy funny, yes. Smart, of course. And I think that there was something happening between Robin and Remy.
mm,
Yeah, there are. I've
I
seen
knew
a.
it immediately when they met each other. I knew there was something.
Yes, yes. So like there were some hints and this like feelings, and it would be uh fair to think that something would be possible between Robin and Victoire because they
mhm,
did it till the end together. But no, but like their relationship was special between Robin and Remy. And what I also couldn't stop thinking about is that we don't know the actual name of Robin. And what we also don't know is that if he remembers it, like because he was taken from Canton like when he was 9 or 10,
mhm.
and he immediately started forgetting Cantonese, but he practiced Chinese, like Mandarin, with Lovell or Lavelle. Um, so yeah, this is the mystery of this book, and we don't like because I really believe that if you don't call something by their name or somebody by their name, it doesn't illustrate like the whole picture. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe you get it. And we don't understand Robin till the end. I think also because of that, because we don't know his actual name, and with everybody else we do. What do you think?
About what?
About Robin's Chinese name?
Okay. I remember that he remembered it at the end of the book when he died. When
Mm-hmm.
he was dying, uh,
Yeah.
he remembered his mother's face, and she told his
He
name.
called him by his name. Yes, there was
Yes.
something.
So.
She smiles, she says his name.
Mhm.
Yes. Uh, okay, then this assumption is raised, but we don't know. We don't know his real name, and that is sad.
Okay, and I don't get really some like symbolic of this case because Okay, we will know his name. So what? It's like it's like I don't know, close to his motherland or something like that, and he is dying like a Chinaman or what? I don't know.
I actually
Uh,
think it's not really, it doesn't matter if we know his name. He like remembers his own name when he's dying, and it's the most important thing that we know that Robin is dying with like his name in his mind. So he's kind of like dying as a Chinaman. So
Okay.
he recalls his motherland.
Roots.
Yeah, his roots. Yeah, and it's the most important thing. His what his name sounds like. It's not important.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Good. And we are proceeding to the main part, I would say, of our discussion. Here I have a map of Oxford that is dated a little bit before our characters are studying there. But as you can see, some really not the best student, yeah, worked with this map. And we have some ink stales here. So yeah, we're going to erase the stales from the map. And there are hidden some of the questions that will help us to discuss the book. Unless you could, you wanted to start with something and you have questions.
Okay, I don't like this. The big cloud. What is your general impression of the book? Did it change from the beginning till the end? I will start because I have some opinions to share. Well, since I read the Poppy War trilogy, of course, I compared these two series, like two books, well, it's actually four books, while I was reading, and I noticed that there is a pattern in Rebecca's writing, and I like don't really like about it. I really don't like it because you kind of realize what was going to happen. Again, the Robin's ending, you will find.
Oh, please don't spoiler because I have these three books staying at my shelves and I'm going to read it.
Okay,
So
so
please don't spoiler. I beg you.
okay. So there is a lot of similarities in how things going. And maybe if I read this book like later, when I like forget a lot about like the previous books, it would be easier for me. But like when you're reading, you feel this, you feel something that it's not gonna be all right. Like you feel this, and I actually find quite exhausting all these explanation about the match pairings and language and words. It was fascinating. It was interesting, but my mind doesn't work this way. It's too much information. I really wanted to see like some action, some character development, some, I don't know, something to like to feel something. All these explanations that I guess will take maybe like quarter of a book, I get tired of them maybe in the middle of the reading. So I realized that I maybe reread this book in future when my English will be better for better understanding.
But you
And
have
then
a good
maybe
language.
no.
Okay.
And maybe I will read it in 20 years, just so you know, like, what I read when I was 28. Oh, this huge baby. Okay, let's recall some stuff. So yeah, it's a lot, but also there is not a lot of action and things happening in maybe till the 18th chapter, and then everything goes like too fast. Everything's happening all at once, and also exhausting. So yeah, I want some light reading. It's not a
Okay.
light reading.
Uh, okay, what would you what would you be your estimation like out of 5?
I would put like solid 4 point, I don't know, 1.2
Mm-hmm.
out of 5, because it's well written. It has good characters. I like the female characters. I like that they were how they were written. I really liked. I don't know. I really appreciated that Rebecca added um, interlude for Letty, so we could see the things from her perspective. It was really important. She not left her like a villain, a
Mm-hmm.
sudden villain. Uh, we'll see her perspective, and we'll like realize that she also a victim. Of course, she will never understand how they felt, but again, Robin would also never understood how she felt,
Exactly.
and it's a tragedy. And well, I feel sorry for her that she really she doesn't deserved uh, everything that happened to her, and I understand her struggle, why she was questioning everything, because yeah, she also uh, like she struggled for to have everything that she had,
Mm-hmm.
the Babel, to work there, but again she was describing that not she, the narrator, it was described that she also struggled even in Babel. When she got there she was excited, but again shit happened and all of that. So yeah, there's a lot of the book is amazing. It's just not my cup of tea, I would say. I liked
Okay.
it, but I'm not gonna like reread it in a year.
Mm-hmm. Lisa?
Uh, okay. What to say? I listened to podcasts about Rebecca Kuang, and I already knew that in her books there's a lot of like violence and something like that, and not there is nothing about like love, relationships, and so on, because uh, she is she's not writing about that because her parents can read her books, and she don't want they read something like sexual things and so on, but she is okay with all this violence and so on. So what about book? I loved the plot. I loved this idea about this much pairs and like the magic of translating and so on. It is really something new and unusual. I loved that there are lots of topics to discuss about slavery, about feminism, and so on. Yes, it's really like written and so on. But I didn't like this book really. It's I guess it's 3 points from 5. estimated it like that, and it was boring for me as well. Yes, and when I read like half of the book and still like nothing happens, I was just what the fuck like why I need to read it, why. And yes, it became more interesting when there was a voyage back to the England from Canton, and they killed this professor. And yeah, it was something what. And I expected that there will be like wow, but it still was yeah, it was some actions, but I don't know. There was so many unlogical things from the beginning, I would say. Even this cooperation with Hermes Society, Robin, and no one told something them about their plans and so on. And so um, I don't know. And in the end, when all these people were killed just so simply, and Robin was, not Robin, Griffin was killed so easily, and when they two just took this Babel as its all, and I was just thinking, why you didn't do all this society, didn't do this earlier, and because it was so easy, why? And a lot of questions, a lot of questions to the attitude of this cohort, like to the laity, to the Remy and Robin at all. And I was just, I don't know, reading, and um, I was confused, all of this stuff. And yes, I don't regret that I read this book. It was good. It was a good practice for my English, and it was an interesting story. But I would say that Rebecca Kuang is like not failed it, but it could be done like, I don't know, more with more quality maybe. And I don't know,
I guess
something like that. Mhm.
she kind of lost um, uh, in her language, I would say. Uh, like I could feel that she loved to write about this words, how
Mhm, mhm,
they like rooted from one another, how they can be translated, what they mean in different languages, all this stuff. You can see this like she loves writing about it, and
mhm.
it's really nice, it's really interesting, but I forget about it like immediately when I start
Yes.
reading about it. Immediately, like, yeah,
Same.
okay, it's really fun, really interesting. Okay, what's can
Yeah,
yeah. And
it was a lot about that. Yeah.
yeah, but and regarding the how they stormed the Babel, I guess why the Hermes Society haven't done it, it's because back then there were things to lose, you know.
Mm,
After like everything fell down, when they most of them were killed, Robin and Victor like have nothing to lose, like at all.
mhm,
And they decide like, yeah, what the hell, let's do some things, let's do revolution, because why not? They could be already be killed, like Victor, maybe Robin said that they're like walking dead,
mhm.
so
Yeah,
why not?
exactly.
Mm, maybe, but okay, I don't know. I thought that Griffin planned it and wanted to do that, but just other guys was against this idea. And I don't know. Mm, okay, but for me it was not so logical. to be honest.
Yeah.
Still I don't understand it
Just
quite.
wait for the Puppet War trilogy. You're gonna be infuriated. There will be a lot of stuff like this.
Mm-hmm. Um, now I don't want to read it because so many people told me that wow, this is so cool. You can be reading and it will be such a good stuff. But now I'm just
It's a good stuff. It just will take a lot of patience from you.
okay.
But it's
But
really interesting.
at least I know that there will be not so many this notes about translations and so on. And I think that yes, maybe this is also a part one of the reasons why I didn't like this book, because of this all translation issues. And I understood that I'm not interested in languages, and I already advised this book my friend who is also English teacher, and I told I will bring you this book. You will like it because you like languages, and it will be really good for you. But I understand that for me, it was kind of, yes, overwhelming by this information, and it was not interesting for me. And yeah.
You mentioned notes, and I realized that actually what I also didn't like is the amount of side notes or of these notes. The book is so big, and you
Yeah.
still required side note to describe some plot.
Yes.
No.
To be honest, it was the first book that I read, and there were notes, not just like notes about some facts that a translator or someone put like to explain something to the readers, but there was notes like a part of the book, and sometimes you can just skip it because you already know it, but here you need to read them to know some information about some character or something like that Rebecca also like imagined maybe. And yeah, and to be honest, to the end of the book I just stopped read them because
Yeah, also like maybe at the first half I read all the notes,
mhm.
but then I realized that most of them is like, yeah, also Babel has this edition of this old stuff, and I'm like, okay, whatever,
Yeah,
okay.
I loved that she tried to describe some like logical things in these notes, some really I don't know, some minor explanations, but there's like a big logical gap in the whole plot. And I was just, are you kidding? You could just work better on all this plot, and not on this little side notes. Yeah, it's like a pain for me, I would say, maybe this book.
I
Yeah.
guess the one side note that I like enjoyed reading is the small backstory behind Griffin and Sterling. And the, I don't know, some love triangle or not love triangle, just triangle between them and
Um.
Evie.
Ivy,
Evie, yeah. When
Evelyn,
they,
или как
yeah, then when they shot each other, and there was like, well,
Mhm.
if only Robin knows that.
Yes, but they all killed each other.
Okay,
Uh,
whatever. Griffin's already dead.
it was so stupid that they just, I don't know, Griffin rescued them from the prison, and they're just going, and oh, Sterling, let's kill each other, and that's all. And I was just, what?
But
It,
maybe it's quite I'm okay with all these deaths, maybe because it shows how things are inevitable. They just happen,
mhm, mhm.
and yeah, we follow the story of Robin and his cohort, but there's also other side stories that also impact on the things. Like, for example, yeah, Griffin was all this like a cool guy. He had everything like thought ahead, but things just happen. Like his, I don't know, something with Sterling, and they just like met, and they just, yeah, they
Oh,
decided
okay.
to, uh, um, how to say it, решить все на месте.
Decide
Откашлять
everything at once.
yeah, откашлять вопросики.
Okay, but I wanted to know more about Griffin and to have to see how Griffin and Robin become like closer to each other, and I thought Griffin should play like more roles in all this stuff and not just be killed. So it was just like why should you kill the character that could like play some role? And
Because
this is the
shit
book, and
happens.
yeah, but this is the book, and because of this I didn't like this, and it was not interesting for me to read because uh, I don't know. It was I know what she tried to do, like in Game of Thrones. Yes, when you killed the main character, but it was too. I don't know.
She
Not
needed
logical.
to remove everything positive from Robin's life, because there were some mentions that there is
Mm-hmm,
nothing for him to live for. Because if he had Griffin, things
mm-hmm,
would turn differently in future. Maybe he would not risk to go to Babel and
mm-hmm.
take it by force, because he had Griffin and he would definitely think of like, yeah, we can make these things like good between us because we're brothers and we lost everything and blah 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 blah. But he lost Griffin, and like that's it was for him.
Okay, I guess I agree with you, but I just don't want to to like it. Yes, and I hate that there was a letter from Griffin to Robin, and he didn't uh, uh, read it, and I just wanted to know what Griffin wrote it, and ah.
Yeah. I guess there is some gossip that there will be no like sequel, but a side story of Griffin.
Mm.
So maybe there will be a base for his story, for his book.
I will not read it.
I would. I would.
I actually
I
have no
think
idea what to tell about Griffin because she actually, I guess she told his story in a freaking side note. Like, yeah, we know that he also Lowell's son. He was brought to England in a very young age, and he forgot
Mhm,
Canton, and he was useless, and blah blah blah. And then this was that small side note about him killing Evie, and there is no one he could like tell it and like to cry at someone's shoulder, and that's why he was so closed and he wasn't sharing anything, uh like his feelings. That was Griffin. That was who he was. And the boy, uh the young boy, uh um, that he was, I guess he died when he killed Evie. And like,
mhm.
okay.
wow.
But yeah, I know I'm not sure if I'm gonna if there were gonna be a sequel about Griffin. I'm not sure that I'm gonna read it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I have a different perspective. So you're tech girls. I am into languages, so I
That's why with Lisa have so much similarity in
yes.
opinions. Okay.
I really liked this part with the languages and etymology because it really interests me as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that was fascinating when I saw something connected to Old German. So like, aha, I know that.
Cool.
So something similar. And I really liked the book until the Lovell's death, or maybe a little bit further until they got to the Babel back, because from maybe 25th chapter it was really boring for me to read because I am not into this war and conflict stuff, and I wanted to read fast, but it it wasn't for me fast. So as for you, uh vice versa, it was everything perfect until the Lovel's death, and then I had to push to finish this book. So I didn't really like it because of the this conflict, and I think it could be done better and more interesting. Like, I didn't really understand her intentions in the last chapters. So yeah, well, she is not a professional writer, as I have learned from the podcast that Lisa sent to our group. She wrote The Poppy War by chance because she was bored while she was in China. So, yeah, I think the concept is great. The metaphor with Babel, with the languages, this dark academia stuff. I'm not sure if it was historically accurate. This idea with translating as act of betrayal and at the same time as the act of magic, that is fantastic. But that could be done differently and better, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's actually quite funny because in the Poppy War trilogy there's also a similar conflict, and she handled it really beautiful.
Mm. No
You
spoilers, no spoilers.
no spoil. I'm just saying, like, you can
Okay.
actually feel, understand the motives behind people's actions. You understand why they doing this thing and not another. And it's like it was beautifully done. And maybe because of that, since the conflict was similar, it was really hard for me to read like the same message that I already read in her
Mm-hmm.
previous
Mm-hmm.
book. And I'm not just reading like, yeah, I know it's horrible, but I know it. Come on. But so
Funny.
I was quite shocked when you told that she's not a professional writer, and the Poppy War trilogy was quite an accident.
Yeah.
But the story and the conflict is beautifully done. It was really interesting to read.
Mm-hmm.
Your
Yeah.
heart will be broken into pieces.
Yes.
Several times.
Yeah.
Or not.
I guess for me, the most like shocking moment was with this when Letty killed Remy and all this stuff with police. Oh, боже. Uh,
Police?
police. Yes, I forgot. With police and betrayal and so on, it was really like unexpected moment,
Yeah.
and but I didn't get it why she did it, because I thought that she as a woman, she was like suffering from the system as well, and she was like in this I don't know how in English, меньшинства,
Minority.
minority, yes, and she, I thought that she really understands her friends, and like all like a part of
Minority.
minority, yes, and for me it was just, I don't know, unbelievable that she did it. And I as I understood, it was just because of she didn't want like people to be killed or something like that. But also it seems like she was okay with all this attitude to the women and foreigners and so on. And it was not logical for me too. Mm, and
Maybe because like we read this story about people in the 19th century, right?
Right?
yes.
19th century, and we're reading it in 21st century.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you feel this like, I ain't gonna tolerate this. But I liked this interlude about Leti very much because there's a lot of explanations of her actions and how she was thinking, and that she was thinking that this empire, all these rules, they so much bigger than they are, and it's so massive and it's so indestructible. So there was a phrase like they were punching a wall or something like that. She didn't believe that what they're doing will have success, and plus they have nothing to lose, as they said, and she had everything to lose. It actually really fun. It was really like not funny, but quite sad to realize that Letty had everything and nothing at the same time. Like she had this big estate, a big family, a lot of money, stuff, and all of this. But at the same time, as the youngest and a daughter, all she had in future is to be a like a household lady and to bear several children, and it's
Mm-hmm.
all she could ever had. And she wanted more, and I understand her.
But she wanted more, and all this like Hermes society wanted to fight for this more, and also for her, for women rights and so on. And she, I don't know, okay, she didn't believe in this society that they can do something. Okay, but just let them do what they want, and okay, you can just step down and live your life as you want, but
She
okay,
could not,
don't
because there
stay.
was Remy and Robin and Victor, and she loved them. They were her family, and she was witnessing them to like throw everything under the bus, I
Okay,
would say.
there was there's choice, and that's all
And
you
she
need.
made it. She
uh,
decided that she better like put them in jail where they will be safe.
Mm-hmm.
this
It
is
was
stupid logic,
yeah,
stupid.
it's stupid logic for you from your perspective, but from her perspective, it was the only way
But she
to have
wanted more.
to keep
How
them
she can
alive. She
get
had
more?
this more. She had this more. She had her life at Babel, and she thought that it was enough for all of them. Yes, there were some inconveniences, but she was okay with them. And she has all her friends, and they was like telling this horrible stuff about it's not enough. There was war at some country
Mhm.
that she has nothing common with. Yeah, China was in a terrible state, and how Britain treated it was also horrible, but it was so far away from Babel. And Robin and Rami and Victor, they all were like Babelers. They will speak perfect English, and they were like will be like they were like raised together in this environment, and they were family, and now they're telling that everything was like, you know, a lie, and she couldn't handle it, and she decided that she better like put them in jail where they will be safe, they will be alive. It's a twisted logic, but like I can understand it.
Okay.
And
Okay.
one more important detail, that she loved Babel, and the aim of her mass society was to destroy Babel, like the concept. And she really loved the atmosphere and what they were doing. So she didn't want it to end, of course. So that was the only choice to put them into jail. And by the way,
But
do you have British do you have British
what?
edition?
I don't know what
Yeah,
is.
this is
Uh,
British.
Yeah,
oh,
British. So
the
like
same.
hypervoyagebooks.co.uk.
yeah, so like how she spelled jail, like Gale, something like that. It was a little bit different. Yeah, so I really like this.
I found this word familiar, uh, but it was familiar because of one video game.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah,
Nice. Yeah.
oh.
Uh yeah. Okay. Uh Good. What I wanted. Great. We can continue. Um, Lisa, you
Mm-hmm.
can choose your
Okay.
stain,
I like
ink stain.
this with cats.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see? What do you think happened to Victor? Victor?
Yeah.
Um, I
So like,
guess she ran away to America and continued be in Hermes society and connecting with them and continuing fighting for her rights and for her homeland and so on.
hmm. Okay.
I really hope that she made it to Haiti, because when I read that she was heading to America, I was like, and they're specifically like told that in America they still have slavery, and she's a black
Yeah,
woman,
yes.
and
Yeah.
I'm
It
like,
was
oh
a
my god,
scared
girl.
moment.
Yeah, so I really hope that she made it to America and then safely made it to Haiti and continue her like work for Hermes Society
Mm-hmm.
from her homeland. I think it would be nice for her. I'm not sure about the like husband or children or family. I would
So,
think that Hermes Society would be her like life.
mm-hmm, I agree.
She would dedicate herself fully to their cause, because what she's been through, it was a lot, and I'm not sure that you can like leave it behind and live happily ever after. No, I guess she would continue to do the right stuff.
Yeah. Okay. That would be interesting. I think, yeah, she would live with that memory of Anthony, because they had a
Mm-hmm,
lot in common,
mm-hmm,
and she would dedicate herself to that. Yeah, because she believes truly. And at this point, I also thought about Robin. That remember that point when uh, they thought that they could flee, and like somebody. it was Ibrahim or somebody from the younger students, so like we could return home, and Victoire said like we could return home, and that was like the this ding moment, and Robin had nothing left. Like when they
Yes.
went to Canton, like he understood that he forgot the language, he knew nothing about the people, he like had this dedication, and that was all.
Yes, you're right. And also there was like all this opium bars and
Yeah.
so on. And I guess it was hard for him to see all of this. And when he tried to find his house, and he understood that instead of this house there is this bar with opium, and yeah, it was not great.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's choose another one.
Oh, it's a big one. How did you feel about the interludes? How do you think they served the story? Did you find yourself watching interludes from other characters? If so, who?
You can
Yeah,
discuss them.
I well, I have quite a short memory, so I don't. I remember there was Rami's interlude and Letty's interlude.
Yes.
That's all.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
and Victoire's interlude, that was an epilogue.
Yeah, epilogue. I like them because they described a little bit more Rami and Letty from their perspective, why they did what they did. Others people interlude. I don't know. Maybe it would nice to have something about Griffin. Not this small side note, for God's sake, but like a proper, maybe like 2 pages chapter. I don't know. Just to describe. I don't know some. Oh, I forgot what in English and in Russian. События, events, some events, to describe some events. But at the same time, this small note was enough, actually. Yeah, there were some quarrels, some fighting, some, I don't know, thoughts behind, I would say, and things happened. Okay, whatever. So maybe in this point, I had enough of interludes to describe everything.
I would really like to know more about Professor Lovell, because like he is seen as a villain. At the same time, we don't know about his motives. Like he had a family, but at the same time, he had some bastards. Like, what's the point? What was his motive when he brought Griffin and Robin to England? Just to have some more cohorts? I don't know. And also I would like to read about Professors Chakravarti. Uh, so also interesting.
Yes, me too. Agree.
Okay. The next.
Moving on. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, maybe this big one.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
If you could get your hands on a clever bit of work to help you with something in your everyday life, what would that be? This is a very interesting question.
Clean water.
Oh, okay. I thought something about to help me with some, I don't know, anxiety, and um to help with some, I don't know, calmness and high self-esteem and so on. Um, yes. I don't know, some silver work that brings some harmony in my life, I would say. Maybe the ones that they had in the garden. Do you remember that? This silver bars that helped with like beauty and silence in the
In
yes,
the
this
garden, Chinese
yes,
garden.
yes, in the garden. Yes, I really would like to have this silver bar, just to have, like, my space where I'm just happy and yeah.
I guess I would be scared to use something external to help me with my mental health, because eventually it would be like a drug.
Yeah, I really thought about that too.
So
Yeah.
clean water it be.
Nice, nice. Like if you put this silver work into any water, like even seawater, it would be drinkable. It would turn
Yeah,
drink.
yeah.
A really lifesaver.
You said
Uh,
that you like silver?
a
Oh,
a lifesaver.
a lifesaver.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
What about you?
Ooh, at first I thought that would be something to help me with work. Then I couldn't think of something exact. And today, my husband and I were watching Harry Potter and the
Oh.
Prisoner of Azkaban. So I remembered about this time machine that Hermione had. So if that would be possible, I would like to time travel.
That's nice.
Okay,
Yes.
good. And we have 3 stains left.
Alina, your
Ah,
turn.
the fingerprint.
Professor.
Let's talk about professors. What's your attitude to Lovell, Playfair, and others? Well, as I said previously in the chat, Lovell is my #1 enemy. He was quite suspicious at the beginning, but
Yeah.
as soon as he laid his finger on Robin, I was like, I hate this man. I wish him dead. And
Your wish came true.
yeah. And further, you like know more about him, and you realize that he is not a good person. And then Canton happens, and you're like, we don't appreciate this man in this house, and we want him dead. And then he's dead, and I'm like, okay,
Good work. Good
yeah,
job.
yeah, good job. It's nice. Approved. Playfair, maybe because of my not that good English, and it was quite not like hard to read. But it's different type of understanding when you read in language that you know and the language you don't know. You have this feeling that you like reading it or like processing it through like a cloud. Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you understand things, but not quite like deep enough. So all this like Professor Playfair, it was I don't know, he was fine. Yeah, he was some, I don't know, attitude and all these theatricals, in his, but like, okay, whatever. And then when he approached Robin on the like this annual, not the ball, but this meeting at the beginning of the term, and then like, oh yeah, he's a bad guy. Okay, I realized we hate them. Okay. Other professors, I don't know, they were like side characters, and they were like
Not
like
developed much.
not developed much, or developed enough for me to like realize that like, okay, they have some personality. Or for example, like about Professor Kraft, when they like kind of joking about her, that she was so like, I don't know, stiff and emotionless, I guess, but I don't quite remember. And again, like, okay, she's a character, she like and of course they would be different, but not no specific like feelings like, oh, I'm waiting for this character to appear as soon as possible because I really like to read about them. No, like, okay, they said characters, oh, she decided to join the strike, good for her. We respect these people in this house. Okay. Maybe because I now I treat like stories like some sort of mathematical equation, or I don't go deep enough into the story to like fully like be drowning in all these emotions and feelings. Seems like, okay, that's a nice turn of events. I see where it's going. I don't like it, but I understand that it's required for the story to like be interested. And of course, there's like, you realize that there won't be a happy ending. Well, it's actually quite a happy ending, but it's a heartbreaking happy ending, and you like, that's a right call. That's a right call for this kind of book. I respect this, but I don't like it. So yeah, like professors, they too much a side character to like think a lot of them.
Okay, and in the beginning, I've said that actually they have meaningful names. And at first, I thought that Lovell, that would be like a part of love, yeah, and he didn't love anybody, like actually. But then I did some research, and Lovell, it's a boy's name meaning young wolf. So basically, that also suits this professor, right? So
Oh yeah.
he was always alone and didn't trust anybody. So that is also about him. Play fair. He didn't play fair, I would say, when the Babel was taken, and he tried to do everything for Robin to fail. So yeah, they are side characters, agree. But as I have said, I really loved Professor Croft. Don't know why. Lisa, what do you think?
Okay. Lovell. I would say that at the beginning I thought that this would be like a noble man and good man, but yes, then I understand that not at all, and it was for me just okay before this ship and the the talk with Robin when he like opened his like real face. So yeah, it was, I don't know how to say, maybe in English, even in Russian. It's like some ugly man. I don't know. Playfair, I would say that I thought of him like man with passion to his job, and I really think that he liked uh, what he was doing, like all this work with silver work and so on, and like the man who just wanted to do what he loves. Yes, but at the end he was also not so good. And Professor Kraft, at the beginning, she was for me some very, I don't know, closed woman, and there was the description about her lessons that it was just like something without emotions, like woman without emotions. And in the end, I was a little bit surprised that she is really she has emotions, and she stayed with Robin and Victor. But for me, it was just like, why it was not described in the beginning, why the character changed his attitude surprisingly. And the fourth, there was Chuck, how it was,
Chakravarti.
Chakravarti, yes. uh I think that this is a good man, and
Mm-hmm.
his attitude to Robin was really good, and yeah, I really liked him.
Mm-hmm.
So something like that.
Yeah, it is also interesting what happened to him because as we learn from Letzi's words,
Mm-hmm.
they imprisoned him.
Yeah.
Uh, and interesting, like they kind of told us what would expect people who would go and surrender. Like they would work for Babel again, and I really liked this phrase as they would make you work for themselves and be grateful for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that was so like I felt so bad with these words. That was so nasty. Like, ugh. Yeah. Uh, okay. We could continue with the stains, or we could discuss something else. What do you
I
say?
interested what is
What is
under.
written? Okay,
Yes.
let's go.
So this is my turn, or
Mhm.
not? No.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try this. The cover flap poses the question: can powerful institutions be changed from within, or does revolution always require violence? And oh, this is a very philosophical question. What do you think? Can you think of the example of history where each method has worked? Um, I would say that I thought about that as well while I was reading, because it was like really this question: do we need to use violence, or this is not a good way? And
Mm-hmm.
while I was reading like the last chapters, there was like I caught a thing that thought that Rebecca Kuang trying to tell us that sometimes violence is okay, and we can use it to do something, and all about Griffin was telling that violence is this is good, we need to try it, and all these steps that Robin did. But as a result, I'm happy that there's no like happy end, that they really the revolutionaries, like all these people in Babel who was stuck in the Babel, they didn't get all that they wanted, that they needed to die, because violence, when you get violence, when you give violence, you get violence. I would say something like that. It's like I don't know, not a ricochet, like a boomerang. I would say, yes, that they're trying to do it with violence, and as a result, they ended up like not the good way. So, can powerful institution be changed? I don't know. This is, does revolution always require violence? This is a question that we're trying to
Ask themselves from 2020, right?
Yes, yes. So this is a really hard question, Lara. And yes.
Alina, you have something to add?
Well, the world is quite a complicated place
It's true.
with a lot of flaws, and well, I guess sometimes well, it's really hard to answer because Babel and Britain, they did violent things to other like nations and people. It just was so like smooth and it took a lot of time and efforts, and it was sort of invisible and unnoticeable, but it was there. So they actions like Robins and Victor when they took Babel by storm with their pistols, it was like it wasn't the first step. It was their answer to Babel's and Britain's actions. Yes, Anthony and Hermes Society tried to do it without violence. Well, sort of. There was some blackmailing involved, kidnapping and other stuff, but yeah, sometimes you need to like act quite rough, I guess, because yeah, I like this message from Griffin from Rebecca, that violence can shook the system, and I guess it's quite true. But of course, you should expect that system crashing will like not absorb but поглотит everyone too close.
Take or conquer.
Not conquer, but yeah, it's violence would shook the system, and the system could crumble and English and be destroyed.
Absorb.
But yeah, I guess yeah, it would be absorbed, the right word. Yeah, it will crumble. It will absorb everyone and everything that was too close enough around it. So yeah, it's quite. You can answer this question like in 5 minutes. It's
Yes,
it's a long
exactly.
discussion.
Okay.
Examples from history. I'm not the right guy to ask history lessons. Not me.
Okay, good. And the last one, the last stain that we have. Oh, here we have with a quote. And Robin found it incredible how this country, whose citizens prided themselves so much in being better than the rest of the world, could not make it through an afternoon tea without borrowed goods. So we discussed a lot of about colonialism, England's colonialism, fed by greed and hubris. Have you read other fiction or non-fiction on colonialism? How does Kuang's depiction of colonialism square with what you know about the matter? I don't know much. I didn't read anything because I wasn't interested in that topic. Maybe you have something.
Read the Poppy War trilogy.
Okay.
There's some good stuff about it. Yeah, actually, in the trilogy, she depicted it quite good. You actually can feel the anger and this feeling of injustice from the perspective of colonized people. And it's devastating, actually. Here in the Babel, yeah, there is some talk about it, but it's mostly by the end of the story, and it was kind of yeah, well, there was there were discussions between like Victor, Rami, Robin, and Letty, and when they was talking to Letty, when they trying to describe it, you can actually feel it. Like, yeah, maybe the like Black people, Chinese people, or other minorities who were like colonized in the past, maybe they will feel more and understand more by reading this book. But in the popular trilogy, you can actually feel it, even like me, the white person. But again, we not really had this in our history. I guess we kind of was colonized, but not in the way that were like Indians or Chinese or Black people
Yeah,
were colonized.
exactly.
It's a different thing, but you actually can feel it. I remember that I felt like rage, and I was furious of the injustice that was brought on those people, and you can understand why the main character was acted this another way, but it will be later when if we are gonna discuss the popular trilogy. But again, when you read the trilogy, you will understand, I guess, this book better.
Nice. Okay. Lisa, anything to add?
I can't remember some books that I read on this topic. I don't know, maybe Shantaram. It was something about like colonization of India, because it was English in England really made a lot of changes in this area, and there was some like some mentions about that, and about culture at all, how it changed and how they were dependent on England. Also, maybe some books about America, when it was like north and south, and how there was colonies, like slavery on the black people and so on. I guess it was in some like books, also like I don't know how it in English, унесенные ветром.
Gone with the Wind?
maybe yes. So there also was some topic, but this was not the main topic of these books. Yes, so it was just slightly mentioned somewhere, somewhat, but I um, haven't read books really dedicated to colonialism. So this was really maybe the first book that raised this topic so much. Yes.
Great. We had a great discussion. I thank you for sharing your thoughts and opinions. Uh, and I have created a list of further reads. Here I have put my thoughts, my recommendations. Well, the Poppy War, it was like a logical continuation of Rebecca Kuang's books. Then I've thought of some books that were in dark academia style. So this is, of course, Ninth House by Lee Bardugo. It is really similar to Babel, but it takes place in Yale University, if I'm not mistaken. It also has a map, and it is translated into Russian. So if you like to enjoy
Great.
it.
I'm just watching Gilmore Girls and their Yale University.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure it's Yale, but there's some real university and real university
Mhm.
town here. And the Atlas 6 also with secret societies, with some magic. A really fascinating read. I have bought recently the second part and can't wait to see what is next because it requires the second part and
Hmm.
there's also will be the third.
Okay. Oh. So you want to choose some from this list or for the next English club?
Wow, I didn't think about that. I just thought that would be nice for us to have this
Mm.
list of some recommendations if we would like some to read something similar to
Okay,
Babel.
yeah, I got it.
So if you have any ideas, you could continue this list, and we'll have access to this board. Yeah, about the next reads, I've decided to have some vacation. So until the January, there will
Mhm.
be no readings, no
Mhm.
discussions. And if you have any books that you would like to read, I'm open to your recommendations. And my idea was to read Lessons in Chemistry. I've seen a film or it's a series on Apple TV Plus. It is out and it is in like top charts, and
Mhm.
I'm
With Brie Larson?
really what?
With Brie Larson? That one?
No idea. No
Okay.
idea. I've just seen the trailers and I've heard a lot about the book, so I thought that would be nice to read. But it has a translation into Russian already, so I'm not sure if it's relevant, or should we focus on the books that are out now and still don't have translation, so we could um we could see what is happening in the modern world of modern literature of the US and the UK.
Cool. Very nice.
I would actually really like to discuss the Pokemon trilogy with you because it has some controversial things,
Mm-hmm.
so it has a material for discussion.
Okay. We can discuss it
Uh,
when I
yeah.
read it. Because I actually borrowed all these books and I plan to read it.
Because there is a lot of things to discuss, and it's quite interesting.
Okay.